Hi everyone, and welcome to our next episode of Aisle Chatter, brought to you by Supermarket News. Today we're speaking with Steve Mills from Countdown. So welcome, Steve.
Welcome.
Firstly, congratulations on celebrating 30 years with Countdown. I mean,
Thank you.
that's a big achievement, like work milestone. So maybe we should start with what your first job was, how you started with Countdown, how you got interested in the industry.
Well, I actually started with Countdown in our stores, and I think most people in our industry have some type of grounding where our customers purchase our products from as well. And for me, 30 years sounds like a long time, but really, when you work with so many different people and so many different parts of our business, it just feels like I've only been here for 3 or 4 years. So every time you move into different areas, you end up working with a new group of people that have different dynamics, and so it just feels like you've just moved businesses, but you're still working for the same company. So it's quite exciting. And what really attracted me to what I call the grocery industry, but probably packaged and fresh, was it's really quite dynamic and it's very exciting. Apart from at Christmas time, we all work Christmas and Easter, and lots of other industries are taking time off, and yet we're working. Um, and but for me, it's around New Zealand as a food bowl, and it's so dynamic. And if you look at all the opportunities that we're here in New Zealand, it doesn't matter whether you're a grower, a manufacturer, a producer, or a retailer. We're all connected in some way to help each other succeed. And we've got so many fantastic, amazing products that we can sell, and it's quite exciting, really. And I think that really is something that's really important for me in the industry, is about really acknowledging the customers and how important they are in our business. And there's nothing more pleasing than see a happy customer leave your store. It's
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
absolutely. And your current role at Countdown, could you just give people that perhaps don't know what your role is, sort of the lowdown on what you currently do there, and who you look after, what you look after?
Yeah. So effectively, I'm not really big on titles, but my official title is the general manager of merchandise and replenishment. And effectively, we're responsible for the range of all the products in our stores. But more importantly, I work as part of a wider team in Countdown, um, and and we've been working really hard over the last few years about working as one and be more together and breaking down silos in our business. Because what's becoming more and more evident is the only way to really achieve things and today is about working together in partnership with lots and lots of different people, because we don't singly have all the skills to achieve what we need to achieve. And if I look at the things like being part of the senior leadership team and being exposed to lots of different things that are happening in our business, we call it like an ecosystem where we have many, many things that are going on, and to get a broad breadth of understanding of really what makes up our business is pretty exciting. So I consider myself as part of a team, and we've got 240 people in our buying team that all are focused on three key things. One is the team itself and how important is the team in our industry. Second of all, our customers, how important are our customers, and our suppliers, our business partners. And getting those three things right for us is pretty much the holy grail. So we're really focused on that.
You've been with Countdown for 30 years, and things would change and come and go, but what has been a highlight for you working for Countdown, or something that you've seen or implemented that you're quite proud of?
I think this to see the development of relationships across the business, which really has helped other people grow their careers, is probably one of the highlights for me. And to see people prosper in an industry that, when you're in a store, you look at groceries on a shelf, but it's quite complex behind the scenes. And you can have a great career in our industry. We have finance parts of our business, and we have marketing parts of our business, we have procurement parts, we have a distribution part, we have manufacturing parts. But our suppliers also have those parts to their businesses as well. And so there's lots and lots of opportunities. So I've seen us evolve out of, dealing with earthquakes and how we had to change our dynamics, and really was the start of how we need to be more flexible and adaptable as an industry. And then COVID. I've been in my role since January. I think I've spent more time as a COVID manager than just definitely is not like the brochure was, that's
Yeah,
for sure. Um,
definitely.
but um, but how we've learnt to be flexible and adaptable and very nimble, because customers' behaviours have changed. And I've seen the industry change very quickly, which if you look back over the years, we were always quite slow and clunky, and now we've become very fast at keeping pace with change, and it's quite exciting. So that would be the highlight for me.
Yeah, it is certainly a fast-paced industry,
A very,
particularly now.
yeah,
But I always find it's with people joining the industry, it's not just about stacking shelves or working in a
no,
checkout. There's just so many more elements to what makes a supermarket tick
yeah,
than just what happens on the shop floor. And even as a customer, when you walk into a store, there's so much that goes into what goes on the shelf, not just choosing something and seeing it magically appear on the shelf. Yeah, it's amazing. Even for me, when I joined the supermarket news team, just finding out all these things, it really is an amazing industry.
yeah. And if you look at customers, and we try and understand the customers as much as we possibly can, they are also looking at the back of the packaging now rather than the front and the price, and trying to understand what makes up the product. They want to understand who makes the product.
Yeah, where it comes
Um, how important is the environment now, and well, particularly how important are the companies that sell the products, but also the companies that make the products, and how do they treat their people, and how do they go about doing business? And so I think it's very different to what it was a few years ago. So customers are very interested in what's going on above product and price.
there have been, I mean, this year in particular with COVID, but over the years, there have been significant challenges within the industry. But what has been sort of the greatest challenge, do you think, that the industry has faced and overcome? Do you think it would be COVID?
Yeah, I think it has been, because I don't think anyone had any experience in this. As like, we've had other challenges that, as businesses, we've been able to look across the globe and look how other parts of the world handled those. But with this, is that we were doing our thing here in New Zealand, and what really was prominent for me was how everyone came together. And first of all, people really focused on, caring for New Zealanders. I know in our business we had a 4-point strategy, and the first point was about safety for our team and our supplier merchandisers that came into our store. And then we wanted to focus on the safety for our customers. So we wanted to provide an environment where they could come into shop with us and feel safe. And then we wanted to take really seriously the privileged position we were in, where other businesses were actually shut down, about feeding New Zealand and how we could be seen as being fair to or as many customers as we possibly could. And then the fourth part was about how do we adopt new emerging trends, and like digital. Here we are having an
Yeah.
interview on Zoom, whereas traditionally you'd sit across the table with a camera. And so adapting to that, our teams adapting to flexibility. We talked about things like working from home for so long, and COVID has fast tracked that for us, where we've had to work from home. We've been in our business been talking about online delivery and the explosion that's happening in that space. COVID fast tracked that, and how do you service customers that don't have the ability to leave their homes, that have never used technology? So we had to adapt quickly to that. So I think COVID definitely has been a massive learning for our industry, but I'm so proud of everyone in our industry, because the number one focus was how do we look after the customer. It didn't matter whether you're a produce grower or a farmer, farming beef and sheep, or a manufacturing company or a retailer. We're all focused on how did we go about getting food to New Zealanders, and so it's pretty amazing, really.
I definitely think that it has fast-tracked online and e-commerce.
Yeah.
A lot of people now even continuing to purchase online and make their orders online. I mean, I utilize the pickup option because I thought, and I only discovered that really, I started using that over COVID because I wanted to, you leave the sort of delivery slots open for people who need it the most.
Yeah.
Then, so I reverted to the pickup, and I find that so easy now. And I continue to use it because I don't need to go into the grocery store, but I still like sort of picking it up. It's like someone picked and packed it all for me. So I really think a lot of people have changed the way that they shop, and that
Well,
has been accelerated.
yeah, I agree, and pretty much what we're doing is adding value to the customer offer, because not everyone shops like that. And I know at home, Donna does click and collect as well, but she still likes to go into the store for a look, and the majority of our customers still like to go into the store to have a look around as well. But the delivery is really picking up pace for us, and if you look at a new store in Rototuna now, you can drive up there and have your groceries put in the boot of your car for you.
It's
And
amazing.
that's all about
Too far away
convenience,
for
right?
me. Too far away for me to pick up.
It just shows you how convenience is really that's moving as fast as anything else as well. People are looking for more convenience, and I applaud the people like yourself that maybe opted out so other more needy people could then get those pickup windows and those slots. We did exactly the same, but what it did is highlight to us is that we still need to open up more slots and more windows for more customers, and so that's been fast tracked as well. So yeah, COVID's been not good, but it's also enabled us to bring forward plans that we had, and to do that a lot faster as well.
Going back to people starting in the industry, even now, like when a lot of people were recruited into supermarkets to fill those gaps when they lost their jobs. Are there still opportunities for people to start at Countdown and progress a career out of it, not just, as we say, stacking shelves or working at the checkout?
Yeah, I see that potential every day, and one thing that I've seen evolve for Countdown is our graduate program, where people can choose us as a career, and I'll talk about us as an industry as a career. And in our business, people have the opportunity to be part of the graduate program and then work in different areas of our business. And when they've finished their program, they get to choose a selected area that they would like to work within or perhaps specialise in. So if you look at the potential that's there, is amazing, really. So if you want, we have a meat plant, so you can choose manufacturing. We have livestock buyers. You could choose to be a livestock buyer. We have a finance department. We have supply chain. We have 3 DCs. We're building a new meat facility in Wiri. We've got our own produce distribution centre. There's many things that are happening. We have a CDX team, which is like our digital part of our business. So we just talked about online delivery. We have a brand team which does our marketing. We have a communications team that do a fantastic job. And so when you look at all those different areas that make up, and most businesses in our industry have very similar like makeups and ecosystems, and so the potential is amazing. So you don't have to think of being someone that just stacks shelves, and we'll get into stores and stack shelves because it's everything happens in our stores at the end of the day.
We shouldn't discount that, especially
No.
after COVID. Stacking shelves is very vital.
There's nothing wrong with that,
No, there isn't.
And it's such an important part of what we do. And because we can have all the fantastic systems in the world, but actually getting our groceries on our shelf and serving our customers in the store is probably the most important thing that happens in our business.
And are there any merchandising categories that the industry needs to sort of take a look at, perhaps that has popped up over COVID, or that we should really be looking to expand on or develop, or something that's up and coming? I know that health and wellness, a lot of customers are looking at health and wellness trends. particularly from COVID, sort of choosing better for you products, but is that something that's on your radar?
Yeah, we see emerging trends all the time. I would have called out health, but health means so much to so many different people. So it could less salt or less fat or less sugar. But we're seeing an explosion of people cooking at home more, baking at home more, people looking for more convenience. So convenience is a huge category that's really in massive growth for us as people perhaps want to spend more time at home, spend more time with their family and creating meals themselves. And so how do we go about providing more convenience to customers to make it easier for them to do that? And even in the beverage category, we're seeing products like salsas coming through where people are just looking for more flavor explosions. And confectionery, I mean, we just about get a new flavor every month coming through, and they're all connected to New Zealand in a way. You look at some of the flavors coming through with kiwi fruit in it, and ginger,
Yeah.
what people traditionally would see in a bars coming out in a block. And so there's lots of new stuff happening in our business, and I think that's really exciting for our industry, but very exciting for our customers because they're looking for new as well.
Definitely, it's all about the new. I do see it.
Yeah.
I do miss going into the store sometimes, so I do go in occasionally just to see all the new products. I mean, but I do like on the mailer you can like sort of filter into the new products, so I just click on those, and I do. I think it. Previously, people would think that you wouldn't try a new product if you were shopping online, but I do think that being in lockdown, and you want something new, you seek it out on online shopping. So I don't think, I mean, for me, that's not a problem as buying a new product to try or experiencing something new. I think, even online, it does happen. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about how previously for brands to be ranged in Countdown, it's sort of, they had to have the volume to be stocked nationwide, or it had that sort of perception, at least, that brands were scared that they had to supply everyone, all of your stores in New Zealand. But now there's a lot more local brands being ranged in individual stores that we've seen pop up. Is this something Countdown has been working on in a move sort of to support local?
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of it is driven by, we know it's the right thing to do, but also customers are looking for us to do that as well. And one of the things that we've been working very hard on is becoming a customer first leadership business. And so, but every customer is different, and the customers that shop in, say, our Pukekohe store are different to the customers that shop in our Green Lane store and different to the customers that shop in our Dunedin store. And so our business is evolving, and what we see is our range is evolving as well. So we'll see different ranges in different stores that are made up of what the customers in that area and that store are looking for. So we see a massive opportunity for small suppliers to do a lot more in our business. And so I don't think you need to be a big supplier to supply all our stores. So we've seen many, many small suppliers that have been very successful in our business. We have a coffee supplier in Matakana that only supplies 9 stores, for example, and we helped them through COVID and they helped us through COVID. So I think working together with the smaller suppliers, but we also do need to make it easier for them as well. So they're fantastic at making fantastic product, but they also feel a little bit overwhelmed when it comes to how do you get products into a large supermarket business as well. And so we've done things like improve payments to help with cash flow. So we've got our small suppliers on a 14-day payment program now, but also we've got other people in our business now that they're dedicated to help small suppliers on board into our business. So I think it is daunting, but once you can get in front of us and talk about the opportunities, quite exciting as well.
Yeah, and it's actually been really nice over sort of lockdown and this whole COVID challenge, that all of the smaller suppliers popping up and going, hey, I'm here and I
Yes.
can supply. And it's been really nice, like Kiwis supporting other Kiwis and them being able to get on shelf, and having that opportunity. And I think it will be really good for the smaller supplier community, to know that you're there supporting them and that you can help, and you're not a big scary retailer,
Yeah.
which is often perceived by the tiny, smaller suppliers.
And having smaller suppliers across our whole network, particularly with the likes of fresh foods and particularly in package. So there's a lot of small suppliers in the packaged area that make some fantastic products, and vice versa in fresh. There's many smaller produce growers and meat growers, companies that make products in our delicatessen, in our bakery. It's about giving them the opportunity to grow in our business as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And thanks for all of your insight. It's been really great to just have a chat with Countdown.
Okay. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks,
Have
Steve.
a great week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.